Hey, I've got a weather radio. It's Wednesday. We are live in Carolina Beach at the Walgreens.
We still have the tornado warning, and if you're in these locations, you need to be seeking shelter. Treat it as a tornado warning.
Let's give folks an update on exactly where this is located. You may see the smoke, and as we go through time, this will begin to slide to the east, so that cooler and drier air continues. And we just got a confirmation of a tornado on the ground right now in Pender County, so this means business. Just saw a tweet come in from the Wilmington Police Department. It says, due to the spread of the fire, the Pine Valley area and adjacent wooded areas are being evacuated, pushing some of that down to the surface and then starting to spread out. In fact, there's that severe thunderstorm warning for the exact reason that I'm talking about. It's one of our Weather Network reporters, Gloria Dorsey-Patrick. This is what she sent us today. You're just hooked, aren't you?
I am. Can we do weather next?
That's
I
what
need
we call
to
it.
know.
Tease, John.
All right, we're talking about strong storm.
And I said, sure, well, you bet I want to fly the planes.
I mean, how cool was it for Rob to get to fly with the hurricane hunters? I mean, to actually get up to go into flying the planes that the hurricane hunters actually take out to the storms. I mean, just, it's awesome.
Coming up on 6 Things, we talk about Michelle Obama's honey, if Mars has 2 suns, and why everyone wants to see Paul Ryan shirtless. Just talking to kind of a lame person and said, oh, I really like, beer, grab a beer, and Obama went to the bus.
Yeah, he just pulled it out.
He pulled a beer out and gave it to this guy. Coming up on episode 3 of 6 Things, I'm Robb Ellis. Now, each week on 6 Things, we count down 6 offbeat news stories you probably missed during the news cycle. I think it's a brilliant idea. I just don't know how.
Yeah, I don't know. What sort of business are you going to put on there?
Oh, my
Plumbers,
goodness.
business. You're going to put some business on there.
Yeah, business will go on there.
The warnings that are in effect right now include Columbus County, Bladen County, Sampson County, Duplin County. They're training over the same area, although each time we get a new warning, it shifts farther and farther to the east. The entire area now under a tornado watch, and that will be in effect until 4 p.m. Look at all the tornado warnings, by the way, from Virginia almost to D.C. Gosh, you can almost count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're not talking about just tornado warnings because it's been indicated by Doppler radar. We're talking about storms on the ground.
As you can see the well-defined hook here, that inflow notch, as Colin has so often been mentioning. He's drawing it there on the screen. You have this rain that's wrapping around the circulation. You have the air out ahead of this, the moist air, the warm air that's flowing in. You've got some cooler air on the backside. Take shelter. If you have a standard home, not a mobile home, get to the lowest floor. A lot of people have said, well, kind of all of my rooms are on the exterior. Get to the interior room, the most interior room you can find. If it's a hallway, great. What you really want to try to do is put as many structures, as many walls between you and the outside as possible. A closet is great, a bathroom is great, away from an exterior wall. Make sure you're staying away from windows and doors, any of that breaking glass. Sometimes you can cover yourself with a mattress. That will help.
I'm starting to get a little bit more concerned for the folks there just because the rotation in this cell is so impressive. If this were to continue east and hold together, we're talking about western Pender County now that is under that tornado warning.
This is meteorologist Robb Ellis with your first alert weather.
It's always interesting when you have high pressure in control because it's not what I show you on the graphics, it's what I show you is not on the graphics. Clear skies, not a lot of rain, not a lot of cloud cover. Until you start heading back to the west, and this is a little bit different from what I was showing you yesterday when we had mostly clear skies, starting to see the moisture move back in, the scattered showers, even some stronger showers back to the west where a front will eventually move our way. But clear skies for the most part here, a few clouds, especially in the eastern half of the Carolinas. Notice a few scattered showers, light sprinkles moving in from the Outer Banks, maybe even into Onslow and Pender County sometime within the next couple of hours or so. Very light in nature, not expecting really anything except for maybe a couple of drops on the windshield. Otherwise, you won't really even notice that anything is out there. Winds out of the east for the most part. And again, that's crucial in our forecast for tonight because all of the wind coming directly off of the Atlantic, the temperatures there from offshore, right around 80 degrees or so. So that's going to keep places like Wrightsville Beach, places like Surf City, Topsail, over into Carolina Beach, just a little bit warmer tonight. Still at 80 for Wilmington, 81 for Elizabethtown, Whiteville, Clinton, Kenansville, 82 right now for Fayetteville and Lumberton, and a few spots getting down to 75. Oak Island there at 75, Marion at 79. Now tonight 66, but this is not a one-size-fits-all forecast, especially for the beaches. because it really depends on whether you're an east-facing beach, New Hanover and Pender County, that's you, or a south-facing beach, that would be Brunswick County, determine what your temperature is going to be tonight. I'm going to show you why in just a moment. Now for tomorrow, just about everyone will see that temperature kind of difference really move out of here, and most everyone will get up into the low 80s. And we'll keep that 10 to maybe as high as 20% chance in for tomorrow afternoon. Some scattered showers for the most part, and again, most of that is kind of rolling in off of the Atlantic. The front back to the west will take some time to arrive. There's the scattered showers rolling in. Again, thinking the model is overdoing this. While the radar may light up, it's still going to be very dry in the lower levels of the atmosphere. So a lot of this may not make it to the ground, but it will be very scattered in nature. And then as the front arrives, it really kind of loses all of its punch. So we'll leave a 20% chance of rain in there for Saturday and even into Sunday as this kind of droops in place. And then we watch the system that develops back to the west, and that'll be into our forecast for Monday, Tuesday, and eventually into Wednesday. Looks like a pretty rainy period coming in. Watch the temperatures overnight tonight. The model does a pretty good job of handling the small scale stuff, and you can see the temperatures back to the west into the low 60s. It's much drier there. They're away from the ocean. But once you get right along the coast, look at Wrightsville Beach, Carolina Beach, and again, this is early in the morning, just before the sun comes up. So staying into the 70s. Meanwhile, 65 in Wilmington and even over into Leland, 63. Again, this is just model output, but really a good spread here. Over the course of just a few miles from Carolina Beach to Wilmington, there's 10 degrees of difference. Not quite as much of a difference during the daytime. Just about everyone approaches 80 degrees. A little bit cooler along the coast for the east-facing beaches. And then as we cool down again at night, the water temperatures here keeping us just a little bit warmer. And I'm not singling out New Hanover County. The reason I'm saying that is because you are an east-facing beach, and the wind tonight is out of the east. So haven't forgot about you in Brunswick County, but your wind is not directly on shore. Again, the same thing kind of happens as we go through the next several days. And our forecast for tonight, we'll call it 66, but it's really going to depend on where you are, just how warm or how cool you will stay. An isolated drizzle possible for tomorrow, some isolated showers. They'll be very, very light in nature, and we'll start to see that pattern kind of emerge as we go through time. Don't change your Saturday and Sunday plans, but just keep in mind there could be a scattered shower, especially on Sunday. We really up those chances as we go from Monday to Tuesday. And Tuesday, that little system that develops out of the Gulf brings us a pretty good chance for rain. And look what the temperatures do. As we get down the road, very conservative forecast here for next Thursday, as all 7-day forecasts should be conservative, by the way, because it's 7 days out. 70s for highs and overnight lows into the 50s. Not a lot of confidence in that just yet, but it does look like at some point we'll see a pretty good cool down come in with this next system.
A second taste of
A
fall
second
weather.
taste, yeah. At some point, it's going to be the buffet table of
Now, the
fall
official
weather.
start of fall is
The 21st, I believe, this year, but I'm not 100% sure. Sometimes it varies between the 23rd to the 20th.
Oh, it's fairly close. So
Yeah, very
so
close.
far.
Yep.
I've converted it all to digital from old CDs that are sitting in the box. I wonder if you can do that with your 8-tracks. Okay, let's hit the outside view here. I do have a beautiful sunset, nice reddish color, much like my face is going to be here.
It's a good thing I'm standing in between you and
I know.
Fran.
I'm glad. You know, it used to be in the old set. I'd be right next to her.
I'm just going to say, and the ladies will understand what I'm saying here, he made a reference to my age.
Yeah. I'm not getting in between these two, ladies and gentlemen.
Here's the fun thing.
This
She's
is
on a
great.
corded mic. I am not.
Like, I can't get rid of this corded mic.
Notice how
I
quickly-
cannot believe he stooped that
quickly he
low.
bolted from the set this evening.
That's a good thing.